Hi bunnies.
Hi bunnies.
We're gonna start this episode with the introduction that you've all been waiting for. My name is Brianna, the lip bunny.
I'm Damon,
the rabbit.
the rabbit.
And we want to tell you guys just a little bit about our story, which is the story of the beginning of the Lip Bunny Beauty.
And where it is today.
Damon have been together for about 12 years.
Married for 8 in November.
Damon and I actually went to URI, we went to college together. We didn't end up meeting until our very last semester, very last class.
Well, we met, but we
we didn't meet until then. We're both running late for class, right? You were running late for class.
Yeah, I was gonna skip class.
We ran into each other. It was our last semester. We were actually on the Providence campus just kind of finishing things up. And one thing led to another, and then we started dating. We lived in mom's basement. And
after 3 months of dating.
After 3 months of dating, I just had actually finished up nursing school and I became a nurse. I was a nurse at Rhode Island Hospital in the OR for a few years.
2.5 full-time.
Years into being a nurse, I found out that becoming an aesthetic nurse was a possibility. Damon was actually a real estate agent at the time. He closed his deal and said, go get your certification. I went to get my certification for Botox and filler, and it was just right place, right time, because a close friend was opening a medical spa and he met me, said you would be perfect for this, come work at the medical spa. And it was awesome because I was an independent contractor there. It was funny, if you walked into the spa, it was very spa-like, nice, green.
Low-key, white and cream and green
and just typical
mellow
medical spa. But when you walked into the Lip Bunnies room, it was just pink and fun and bunnies. We developed the online identity. Damon always called me Bunny. And so when I started doing lips and I wanted to make an Instagram, he's like, well, you've got to be the Lip Bunny. And we both laughed and we were like, wow, that's perfect. It's
it just had a ring to it from the beginning. Once
we started there, I have to say it was perfect timing. Aesthetics really started taking off and I started booking out. It was we got busy fast, and I'm so thankful for that. But I remember my mentor, he had said to me, when you start turning down patients to be working in the hospital, I think it's time for you to come full time. And we were kind of deciding where to go from there, and Damon was like, Bree, you're booked out months. I'd taken Jenny, our Botox kitty, on at that point, trained under me, and we were like, have to make a move. We have to just take the leap
risk,
and the risk. And Damon left his job and I left my job at the hospital, which was crazy because there's so much security. We didn't have health insurance. People who are interested in opening a business and entrepreneurs, is the second that you take your energy and you believe in yourself and you put it fully towards what you want to do, things just start coming together and lining up. And I really truly think that's what happened with us, where we saw incredible growth. Now Lip Bunny Beauty is 6 years old. I don't know if there's really a ceiling here at Lip Bunny Beauty, but I couldn't do it without him and he couldn't do it without me. And I always say he's back of the house, I'm front of the house. He's the brains, the beauty, the talent. The biggest piece of advice, I think that we're both kind of in the same boat with this, is to enjoy the journey. Because I think when you're building a business or going after your passion,
it
goes by fast and it's so easy to focus on thing over there what's next, and you forget to stop and pause and really just
enjoy what you're doing.
Enjoy where you are, and every single accomplishment that you make is adding up to this success story, and even the small things count and they should be celebrated. To never stay still. I think I tell this girls, I'm the second that you feel you know everything, achieved as much as you can, that's where I think you got to step back and say humble yourself, and there's so much more to learn.
No one taught us how to really build a business at all. So we learn something new every day in regard to seeing what works, what doesn't work. There are always going to be mistakes, and you're always going to learn regardless of how successful or far you go. And I think that's the best part for me, is seeing where we've gotten with knowing nothing at the beginning. Literally absolutely nothing.
Truly, the definition of being self-made is figuring it out along the way and recognizing you're never going to have a perfect journey.
You'll never have all the answers.
And you're not, and I think that that's okay.
I told her that we should open up her own location like a year before. And then I was saying, all right, we got to do it. I drew the design, did everything that I thought I could do in regard to like making a business plan and the long list of stuff that I really just thought we needed but had no idea about. And after probably 2 or 3 months of bothering her, I opened up the LLC, had it, and she's like, I'm not ready, we're not doing it. I said, all right, fine, I'm not gonna bring it up. I go, when you're ready, come to me and let me know, and I'll drop everything and we'll do it. And then, I mean, probably 6 months after that, she's like, I'm ready. So I pretty much did a couple more deals, if that, and I just put all my focus into the business. And then that's when we decided to start looking for space, and it kind of took us on the path that we've continued on now.
When we opened the Lit Bunny Beauty, I already had a schedule that was booked out probably about 6 months.
Give or take.
And so we were able to transfer that schedule, which made it a little seamless because I started with the full schedule. It was only a couple weeks or months of running the Lit Bunny Beauty where we saw so much growth. And it was so scary because I was like, well, people already know this location, and what if it's too far? And it was like maybe 15 minutes down the road. What if they don't find the phone number? And you have all these thoughts where it can hold you back. But instead of focusing on those things, it was like, what if people enjoy this location more? And what if they bring friends? And what if I'm able to grow in this space and bring on more injectors? And I think it's just about like making sure that your mindset is focused on the positive what ifs versus the negative.
And I think showing like audience, your clients, that
you believe in
you're
yourself.
just as excited. So when you have that energy and you're excited about a change or a new endeavor, they're gonna feel that. And that's pretty much what happened is, when we announced it, people started calling all the way from the front desk to the providers to myself. When you put that energy out there, people they feel it, and then they know it's something new, it's exciting. As much as you're nervous and you're not sure what's gonna happen, how you present yourself and you make the client feel, or whatever it is that you're doing, they're gonna feel that for sure.
And we started Lit Bunny Beauty with an esthetician, 2 injectors, and 1 front desk.
Yeah, well, three injectors, including yourself, and then we had one.
And the growth was just incredible. And we just said we need more people, and we need to take on someone else, and I have to train someone else. And I think the challenge for me was I was in school actually getting my nurse practitioner license as we opened the Lit Bunny Beauty, and to keep up with the growth I also had to train. All of my injectors are trained exclusively by me. They go through a really intense mentor program. I really don't let them start injecting until I feel like I'm really confident in their skills, because at the Lit Bunny Beauty we promise a certain result. Balancing opening a new business and being full-time in school and full-time training, with a full-time schedule, it was a lot. But I think it just took just that determination and that focus on what the goal was, and obviously having someone that's so supportive alongside to help grow the business. It's not for the weak, right? It's like,
no, I mean,
it was a lot of work, and I think
6 or 7 months after we opened, on a trajectory going up and up, and then COVID came. And we had to shut down for, I think, 3 months to the day.
We ended up having to take 3 months of patients when I have a fully booked schedule and just fit them in. So I think I was 7 days a week for a couple weeks to catch up.
Well, you just don't know what's gonna happen after, we reopened, and then ironically enough,
there was so much growth.
I think people were on social media, they were on Zoom, so they were looking at themselves through a different lens. And as soon as we reopened, we became even busier. So something that we thought might break us, or we weren't sure what was going to happen, when will we ever reopen.
It shot us.
it really took us to another level, and ever since then, we've been growing and growing, and we've been adding staff.
Incredibly excited for the future of the Lit Bunny Beauty, and we still got that fire. It's still cooking in there, so I don't know what we're going to do next. Wink, wink. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be big.
Where do we see ourselves in 5 years? Well, this all happened in 5 years. So my passion is to change the world of aesthetics through all of my experience in aesthetics. The thing that's most disheartening to me is when I work with someone who had a bad experience, and maybe they were in the hands of somebody that wasn't educated enough, or didn't really invest in their training. In this field, I would love to create a safe space and really create trustworthiness in a brand, which is what I work to provide at the Lip Bunny Beauty with all the trainings that we do, training injectors from the ground up and not really letting them start to inject until I can fully say that this is like a safe provider who's well educated and knows anatomy. And all of my nurses are actually in the process of, if not already, nurse practitioners. And I believe in being the best for our patients. So is it required that you're a nurse practitioner in order to inject Botox and fillers and whatnot? No, but do I think it's important? I do, because I think that investing in our education to be the best that we can be and the safest kind of environment possible is so important to me. So I see in 5 years that I just continue to provide that safe space for patients and really give people amazing first experiences so that they don't have to backtrack. It's, I think, so upsetting to see someone leave the world of aesthetics because of a bad experience. So I think my favorite thing to do, I tell you this all the time, is to introduce new patients into this field, give them a good experience. So
how many locations do you think you'll have in 5 years?
I mean, we have the one, so it's always about the next one. So hopefully within 5 years we can expand to as many as possible, and then beyond that, maybe all
it would
around
be really
the
cool
world.
to have one in all of our favorite places.
That's what we always say. We always said that we would, wherever we like to visit the most, we'd like to have a location so we could work, but also stay down there and enjoy it. But who knows? We have some big ideas. We don't want to give them all up. So just know that we are trying to grow and expand, but in due time. No rush. We don't want to rush something that really takes a lot of detail. And
I think that's something that like we've learned along the way too, where, could we have already scaled and grown the business? Of course, but I think that quality over quantity.
And intent, we want to have intent with everything that we do, from the aesthetic, from the staff, from the location. We have clients come around from all over, the country and some parts of the world. So when you have that reputation, we want to maintain that. So we don't want to expand so fast and then not give the clients, it's really, you guys and everything, a poor experience. Because when we have a client come in, we really want them for life, whether they're first timer or they came from somewhere else and they just maybe didn't have a great experience, or they just moved to the city that, we're in or near. We really want to be the last place they go. And then eventually, whether they come from somewhere else or they move, they have, a Lip Bunny location near them and that they know the brand they trust. So that's kind of our short-term goals with some other secrets that we have.
I get this question a lot, and I think with the growing popularity in the field, there's absolutely more and more providers who want to get into aesthetics. And my advice is that aesthetics is the most rewarding field, and I think that it is absolutely something that I would recommend. I love aesthetics, and I think that that should be the driving force. You have to have passion and a love for the world of aesthetics and, helping others feel more confident and more beautiful and really love it, because it's not an easy field to get into. That should always be the driving force, really, with anything you do. So that's my number one tip is follow your passion. But really also to do your due diligence with education. You're investing in your education. You're investing in your training, getting your certification, training or shadowing
Finding
or mentoring.
A mentor,
mentoring with another leader in the field, because that's really going to set you apart. And then looking for the position, not looking for the position and then grabbing the training. It just sets you apart as a candidate in a field that's really hard to get into. I think that that would be a good way to go about things. Get your education, become a nurse, get into that next level, getting your master's degree, that sets you apart too. So I think that what you can do proactively as a injector is to get your education up, right? Become the best candidate.
I think my part of the story is obviously always supporting her. When she said the friend that we had was opening up a medical spa, I closed the deal. We already had no money. And so I got that check and we booked the course for her to get trained in it. Then we made the name, and after that I always helped with the Instagram. So before we had Sam, I would take the videos, edit the videos. So I found myself
wearing many hats.
And we had one car, so I would pick her up from the hospital, we would go to the spa, I would film, and then I would go home and edit. She would answer messages, I would answer messages.
And this is before we had the Lip Bunny Beauty.
Instagram wasn't new by any means, but in that field, there weren't many people doing what I felt like we were doing. There was, but we were putting a lot of effort into it. So I realized I'm doing less and less of what I was trying to do, and I actually enjoy helping her, and I have no problem with that. And I realized that the trajectory that she was on was incredible at what she did. Just decided to help full time. Always
Mom and
enjoyed
pop
doing
shop.
it. Yeah. It was. It really was. It was just us two for a while. For me, it was totally worth it, and I would do it 1,000 times over because, you know, we're able to be where we are today, and who knows where it'll go in the future.
Thank God we can absolutely, we can stand each other because we are with each other 24/7. We're best friends, and I think that really makes everything even more fun. And he's my biggest supporter, and I'm his biggest supporter, and like we make just the best team. It took a lot of believing in each other and working together.
And going through all of it together, it's easier when you have someone else to help support you in whatever it is, whether I have concerns or questions or she has concerns or questions, building the team, finding a new space, and making that decision to open up Lip Bunny Beauty in Fall River. So to be able to have someone, it doesn't go to say that you can't do it on your own. As long as you believe in yourself and you have the willpower to do what you can. We were just blessed enough to be able to do it together and continue to do it together. So we love it. It's fun more than anything, and if it wasn't, I don't think we would do it.
So we really enjoyed talking with you guys. This was like long overdue, where we've been wanting to hop on and just tell our story, and there's so much more that I feel like we can share.
Well, I think, we do so much in and out of the spa. We do a lot of family stuff, essentially other businesses. We're always going and we're always creating, and I think if people want to see it, whether it's about business or anything we do in our personal lives, we'd be happy to hop on
and share more. Give us some feedback. Let us know how you feel. What do you say, where you be in 5 years? I hope helping other people to follow their passion and their dreams just like we did.